Should you take back a cheating lover? Hell no. But I want to be honest with you. I don't think it's that simple. And I think the reason it's not simple says more than it does about the person who cheated. I'm Joel from the Philosophy Edge, where uncomfortable questions aren't the problem, ignoring them is. If you like content that tells the truth without wiping its feet first, follow me. I got my hair cut the other day, made small talk with my stylist, told her about this channel. Without missing a beat, clipper still running, she said, "How about people who go back to a cheater?" Funny how the deepest questions find you in the most ordinary moments. I want to approach this philosophically, no judgment, but I want you to actually think, not just react. Here's the ugly truth. Most people who stay with cheaters don't stay because they forgave them. Most people say that they'd never take a cheater back. But according to Divorce Magazine, 60 to 75% of people who do take their cheating partner back stay out of fear. Terrified of being alone, terrified of being broke, terrified of starting over, terrified that maybe, just maybe, this is the best they could do. I've faced that kind of decision before. I think most of us have. From a virtue ethics standpoint, cheating isn't some little oopsie daisy. It's a character issue. It reveals a lack of self-control, honesty, loyalty, and basic human decency. Nobody accidentally trips, falls, and lands dick first into betrayal and vice versa. That is a decision. And from a social contract perspective, a relationship is an agreement. I trust you, you trust me. We don't humiliate each other. We don't build a life together while acting single behind each other's back. Cheat and you didn't just hurt someone, you broke the contract. But here's where I want to slow down because the counter argument deserves more than a dismissal. Nobody lives a perfectly moral life. Chris Rock once said, "A man is only as faithful as his options." I think that applies to women too. And what if infidelity isn't just a moral failure? What if it's also a symptom? An avoidant attachment style, unresolved wounds from childhood, a person who generally doesn't know how to love without eventually destroying what they love. And that's real. That happens. And it still doesn't justify breaking the contract. But here's the thing. Understanding why someone cheated doesn't obligate you to absorb the consequences of it. You could have compassion for someone's damage and still choose not to live inside it. Those two things can both be true at the same time. If you don't have kids and you can leave, but you stay anyway, then stop dressing it up as love. It's fear. Maybe codependence. Maybe low self-worth. Maybe you're addicted to someone's potential, but whatever name you give it, it's still you betraying yourself to keep someone who already betrayed you. If you do have kids, it gets more complicated because yes, divorce is expensive. Splitting households is expensive. Childcare is expensive. Living alone can put you straight in the throat financially. That part is real. But your kids are watching. They learn what love looks like by watching what you tolerate. So when they see one parent lie, cheat, disrespect, and still get rewarded with access to your body, your time, and your loyalty, what do you think they're absorbing? That love means swallowing your dignity and smiling through the pain. Let that sit for a second. Because that's not just your life anymore. That's the blueprint you're handing them. And then there's the money. This is where people bullshit themselves the hardest. I can't afford to leave. Maybe. But sometimes that sentence is the truth. And sometimes it's just fear in a suit carrying a calculator. Wayne Dyer talked about the lies we tell ourselves, the stories we repeat until they own us. A lot of people say they're stuck when they're really just scared of the temporary pain that comes with freedom. Will leaving be that hard? Yeah. Will it be messy? Absolutely. Will it cost money? Oh, fuck yes. You may have to downsize, struggle, rebuild, and eat ramen while your nervous system is doing backflips. But don't confuse difficult with impossible, because a lot of people are trapped. They're just scared. And scared people call their fear love, loyalty, family, history, chemistry, forgiveness, God's plan, whatever helps them sleep next to someone who already showed them exactly who they are. So here's where I land, and I want to be clear. This isn't a verdict, it's a mirror. Some people do the work, both of them. Real therapy, real accountability, real change, and they rebuild something stronger. That exists, I won't pretend it doesn't. But most of the time, what gets called forgiveness is actually just exhaustion. What gets called loyalty is actually just fear. And what gets called love is actually just a story you told yourself so many times you forgot it was a story. The real question was never should you take back a cheater. The real question is, what does it say about what you believe you deserve? And are you brave enough to want more? See you on the edge.
If you'd want more content like this, hit like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more.